So today I want to talk about spiders in the garden. They're a pretty important topic, a very key thing to have in your garden, and something that can come around and go as it pleases. And we're going to talk about how many spiders, like what amount of spiders should you have in your garden, what's a good amount, what it means to have spiders in your garden, and things to look out for when you do have spiders in your garden, because I feel like people talk about spiders every once in a while, but they never really go in depth about it. I want to analyze what it means to have spiders in your gardens and important points to look out for when you do have spiders in your garden, because they are very key. They are a sign for a lot of different things. So I'm going to explain that real quick. But if you are new here and you want to learn about all kinds of gardening tips, you want to learn more about cannabis in general, please do not hesitate to hit the white or black subscribe button and learn more about cannabis 2 times a week, possibly more in the upcoming future. But if you do want to learn about gardening, that will definitely help you. So that's tip number 1 on how to have a better garden. But let's get into the talk about spiders. So I, like or unlike a lot of you, have had a lot of spiders in my garden, and spiders come around for one main purpose, and that one main purpose is they need a food source. In the animal kingdom, the animals will go where the food is 99% of the time. The more food there is, the better land it is, the better property it is, the better area it is, and the more healthy you and your offspring will be if you are in a place with food. So what is the food source for spiders? Well, spiders create webs that are sticky in some spots and not sticky in others to catch bugs as their prey. And as a lot of you may or may not know, bugs can be a problem in the garden, but they can also be a solution in the garden. So why are there spiders in your garden? It's because your garden is an important food source, and it's not that they're eating your plants. They're not herbivores, they're not carnivores, they are carnivorous organisms, which means they exclusively eat bugs. They eat meat, they eat bugs, they eat their insides essentially, but we're not going to get too into that. The important point is to take away that there is a food source in your garden, and the higher the number of spiders, the more of a food source there is. So if you see an incredibly dense population of spiders in a certain part of your garden or all over your garden or even on the base of your plants, they are hunting bugs. Now this could be bad bugs that are going to attack your plants that we don't like in our garden, which is the most likely answer, because if they are on your plants, there's something on your plants and they're probably eating your plants. Or they can be good bugs, which basically are bugs that either help us or don't do anything to our garden. But since you're in a cannabis garden, cannabis are a food source to a lot of bugs. Therefore, spiders being in your garden or on your garden, even worse, is a sign that you should be looking out for a food source. So get your jeweler's loupe out and start looking on your plants. If you start seeing an unusual amount of spiders, it's normal to see like 1 or 2, especially if your room isn't that sealed. Everyone has some bugs in their garden. It just depends on if it's a problem or not, which is the next step if you're going to go that route. So they can be a sign that there is a food source. But the good part of that is that if your spiders are feeding on something, which they are if they are there for an extended period of time, you definitely know there's something going on. And it's a light occupation of spiders, it is very likely that it is time to start an integrated pest management program, which I've talked about in the past, but will definitely give you a foot over if something like a thrip or a spider mite infestation is basically on its uprising, and the population of those pests are getting to the point where spiders are being attracted to your area and you haven't noticed a problem yet, if you're seeing spiders, there is a good chance that something is going on and has been going on for quite a while, and you either haven't noticed or you've been ignoring the problem. So that's a couple things to look out for when you're talking about spiders in the garden, and a couple things to keep in mind. If you got value out of this video, please remember to give me a like. It really helps out a lot. And if you're new, please hit the subscribe button. That also helps a lot. And I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.